It's nice outside. Let's get some math done and then we'll go outside and have some fun, okay? Because I know you want to get out there. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. But you know what? Math is fun. Math is cool. Let's have some fun with math and then we can have some fun outside. All right? Okay, let's do it. So, yesterday we had a really good conversation about things that are impossible and things that are certain. So things that are impossible, we talked about, like we saw that video with the pig flying, thought it was hilarious, cracked myself up. Things that were certain that will happen for sure no matter what. If I add 2 plus 2 together, that will equal 4. Certain, right? If you fall into water, like that one video, that guy wiped out hard. If you fall into water, you will get wet. That is certain, right? Other impossible things. It is impossible for me not to miss you today. It really is. I miss my class every day, and it's a challenge doing this online learning. I know that. But you know what? I am certain that we're going to get through this, and we will continue to learn if we just do these lessons and stay focused, okay? All right, so let's take a little bit of a closer look at this impossible situation. Here we go. A, my goldfish will start singing. Yeah, that's pretty much impossible. My goldfish is not going to start belting out Taylor Swift tunes. If I try really hard, I'm going to be able to jump to the moon. Nope, that's impossible. Goldfish singing, impossible. Jumping to the moon, impossible. How about C? I will be at the arena and at my home at exactly the same time. Hey, there's times where I wish I could split myself in two and be in two places at the same time, but impossible, right? Let's take a look over here now at certain. Here we go. What is certain? Well, it's certain that I'm going to miss my students today. I am absolutely missing you every single day that we're not in class together. How about this one? The sun will set tonight. Hey, that's certain. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. How about this last one? I will burn myself if I put my hand in a fire. Yeah, that's certain. That will happen. No doubt about it. Can't avoid that, right? All right, so let's take a look at maybe putting these into Venn diagrams. That was your last job yesterday. I've added a couple more impossible and certains here just to round out our Venn diagram sorting activity. So here I have my circle for impossible, and here I have my circle for certain. Now, can I sort all of these events into this Venn diagram? Think about it for a second. Take a look at these impossible things, like my goldfish will start singing. Which circle would that go into? Would it go into the impossible circle? Sure. Could it fit into the certain circle? No, that's not going to happen, right, Macy? It's not certain that my goldfish will start singing. Remember in class when we talked about this overlap in between? What does this overlap tell us about the certain and impossible? Well, that would tell us that there is an event that would be both impossible and certain because it would be in both circles. It would be in the impossible circle and it would be in the certain circle. Well, hold on a second. Is it even possible for there to be an event that would fit into both circles? Is it possible that there's an event that is both impossible and certain? What do you think, Zoe? Can you explain that a little bit more? Okay, that's a great point, Zoe. Zoe was just saying that there's no way. You can't do that. You can't have an event that's both impossible and certain. So this would not be the Venn diagram we would use because this right in here is impossible. It is impossible to have an event that would fit into both of these categories at the same time. So this Venn diagram would not be appropriate to sort these events. Now consider this Venn diagram. A little bit different. I've separated the circles. These circles must be separated because if there was an overlap, we would need, or that would tell us that there were events that could fit in both circles. but there simply aren't. If something is impossible, it can't also be certain. And if something's certain, it can't also be impossible. So my Venn diagram would have to look like this. It would have to be a circle for impossible events. So A, my goldfish will start singing, and B, if I really tried hard, I'd jump to the moon, and C, I will be at the arena and at home at the same time, and D, a school bus will fly over my house. All impossible events, so all in the impossible circle of our Venn diagram. Over here we have our certain events. I will miss my students today. Tearfall. F, the sun will set tonight. G, I will burn myself if I put my hand in fire. And H, Chaos will eat a chocolate chip cookie if I give him one. No doubt, that dog loves him some chocolate chip cookies. Are there any events that are maybe in between? Are there any events that maybe are not impossible and not certain, but kind of in between there? I don't know. Hey, here, how about check this out? Look at this driver. Check this out. Wow. I would not want to be driving beside that person on the road. But the question is the driver a man? Is it impossible that that driver would be a man? Is it certain that that driver is a man? No, it's not impossible. It could be a man. But it's not certain, because it could also be a woman. So we have an event here that isn't certain and isn't impossible. It seems to be somewhere in between. Maybe it's a man, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a woman, maybe it's not. Look at it this way. Here we have events that are impossible. They're right here. This is where the singing goldfish is, and the pigs flying through the sky. They're impossible events, so they're right here. Certain events are right here. These are absolutely true. They're always going to be true. They are going to happen for certain. Okay, I am going to miss my class for sure. That is going to happen. But what about this driver? I would say that the outcome of this event, whether it's a man or a woman, lies right here in between, right in the middle. It is equally likely that the driver of this car is a man or a woman. So it's right here in between. Not certain, not impossible, but right in the middle. We would say that is equally likely. Let's take a look at another example. Let's say playing golf tomorrow. I love to play golf. I love going out golfing with my sons. The golf course is open now. My nephew works at a golf course, and he said if I wanted to go play, they're allowing people to go on and get in a couple rounds. I would love to go play golf tomorrow, but it's not fully open to the public yet. We're supposed to be quarantining, and I'm teaching. I'm online. I'm doing my lessons. I have work to do at home. I have to take care of Cade. I have to make sure that he's getting his math work done. So the chances of me playing golf tomorrow, not impossible, but really close to it. So if I was going to put that event on this line, I would put it way down here. It's much closer to impossible than it is to certain. It's very unlikely that I will be playing golf tomorrow. So the closer we get to impossible, we start to hear the term unlikely. Driver being a man or a woman is equally likely. Me playing golf tomorrow, unlikely. One more example. How about this one? I just mentioned that I have to help Cade with his work. Matter of fact, I'm giving Cade extra work while we're at home. I want to make sure that he's learning, he's not falling behind. I want to make sure that when he goes back to school, that he hasn't missed a beat. I want to make sure that he has an advantage even over kids that aren't studying, over the kids that aren't doing their lessons, over the kids that aren't learning during this time. When Cade goes back to school, I want him to be ready. So I've been working with him every day, giving him extra work. He's not always happy about it, but I know it's best for him. There's a possibility, a little bit of a chance that I won't help Cade, but more than likely I will. It's almost certain I will help Cade tomorrow with his math. It's not in the middle here. It's not really equally likely that I will or I won't. And it's definitely not down here close to impossible. The chance that I will help Cade is really good. So I'm going to put that about here on my line. All the events between certain and impossible are possible. It is possible that the driver of this car is a man. It is possible that the driver of that car is a woman. It is possible that I will golf tomorrow. It is possible that I won't help Cade with his homework tomorrow or teach him another math lesson. So everything between certain and impossible we call possible. Those are all possible events. When we're talking about possible events, we're talking about equally likely to happen, right? So for the example I gave was that the driver could be a man or a woman. It's equally likely. Or how about something like flipping a coin? If you were to flip a coin in the air, it is equally likely to land on heads or tails. So that would be an equally likely event. It's possible to be a head, it's possible to be a tail, and those two outcomes are equally likely. If there's a really good chance of happening, I mean, we're way down here to almost certain, we say it is likely. If the event is down here closer to impossible, then we would call it unlikely. So it's really important that you understand the language of math that we're going to be using here as we start to dig deeper into probability in math. So events are impossible or certain. In between all the events we call possible. And the possible events are either unlikely, equally likely, or likely. All right, in summary, an event is impossible if we know that it could never happen. It's certain if the event will definitely happen. Then there's possible. This event could happen. And there are many possible events. If an event is probably going to happen, we call it likely. If it's probably not going to happen, we call it unlikely. And if two events have about the same chance of happening, we say they are equally likely. Now, head back to your math post and check out your assignment for today.